Everybody, Bill back here with you on the Butler branch update. Just fired everything up, signals and all that stuff. Somebody mentioned maybe do a general walk around. That was the dispatcher's office. You'll have to excuse my mess. This is our little crew lounge. Over here to the right is our Helix room. This is where it's 2 levels. So this would have been the old Eel River branch. Then later on became several different railroads along the way, but it ran from Logansport to Butler, Indiana. It's about 94 miles. The last train that ran across it would have been in 77, right after Conrail, about a year after Conrail took over. So this is a Proto-Lance model railroad, Conrail, about 96, 97, somewhere in there, late 90s before the split. And this is kind of a what-if railroad. What if they would have, updated it and put some money into it? This would allow them to run from Toledo, Detroit, down to Logansport, down onto the Big Four, and gone over to St. Louis and stuff. Connected in at Logansport with Toledo, Peoria, and Western and stuff. But so up here we have the Butler yard. Down here we have Logansport yard. So it is a point to point. A lot of our traffic will either get power on, this is the upper level here. I'll give you a shot of that. A lot of the upper level work's been completed and it's done. Lower level, we got a lot of the base scenery down, ballasting down and stuff like that. The signaling system's all in and operational now. So we'll kind of, maybe I can do this here like this, I don't know. But this is coming out of Logansport and Butler yards. So you got a big granary down here. Then up here you have some reefer train. A lot of our trains are actually going to take light power out, get the train, take it on another destination and stuff. Down here we got the Wabash River on the lower level. Up here's like Auburn, Indiana area, in this area. Down here, we're going to get into, I got to put all the lines, do all that. So this is kind of the finished product for the roads, so get telephone poles and lights and stuff like that in. So eventually this area, we got a lot of work to do down in here to finish it up. But this is Van. It's just outside of Logansport area. And then up here, you got Auburn Junction. This is where the B&O crosses. Auburn Foundry. Again, here's a thing that's one of those that I just like them. So there is no lift bridges, there is no canal, but I just thought it'd be pretty cool to put a lift bridge canal in there. So up here you got your rolling mill. Now what we're going to do is bring slabs from here. There's a blast furnace way down there, electric furnace. They'll come down here, we'll put them into slabs, load them into gondolas. You'll traverse basically the whole layout, and then you come back in down here, and then there's another electric furnace to reheat the slabs, and another rolling mill. So we'll bring in the slabs in here, they'll load them in, get them hot, and then they'll re-roll them into finished product, I-beams, pipe, whatever, and stuff like that. Down here we have a coke company. So the coke cars that are up there behind the blast furnace up there, they'll be running from there all the way down to here again. We'll bring our loaded coal cars in here. They'll be emptied. They'll heat it, quench it. It'll be dumped into here and then reloaded into cars, coke cars, to go back up to the mill there. So that's kind of that. Then down here, I guess we're going to hit, this is an electric company here. So we have a coal train that's has to be put in behind that to be unloaded. Then we're going to come down here, and this is the Ford plant. So we got 2 long tracks. You have auto racks here, getting loading automobiles up here. The plant's just down there. Got a nice little switching lead to go back and forth to switch the 3 doors in the Ford plant. Up here on the upper level, this is actually in the Liado area here. It's the interlocking. It's called Liado. But you got your electric furnace. We'll be bringing gondolas of scrap steel in here, and to be offloaded, to be reheated, and they'll mix it with the stuff. Then over here you got your actual blast furnace. You can see those coke cars are up there in the back up on the hill to be unloaded. And then there's the actual blast furnace. And then I don't know what you call it for air, oxygen, the oxygen building or whatever. Anyway, so that's aisle 1. We'll come back on around here to aisle number 2. Here you got an oil refinery. So that'll be a unit train, so you get light power out of the diesel shop over here, and you run it around over to here, light power. You'll go by that interlocking way up there, and then shove down in here, build your train up, get your train all doubled up, and then you'll run it all the way down. Now this train will terminate down there in Logansport Yard. It'll go all the way down Logansport. We'll pull it in the yard. So probably have 2 of these trains, one in Logansport, one up here at their oil refinery. So both trains will get called about the same time. They'll meet somewhere in the middle of the layout. Down here you have, right below it, you have an ethanol plant right here. You got your grain tracks are back here in the back, and then the ethanol is off of these 2 tracks here and up there. So this is our actual ethanol plant right below the oil refinery on the top level. So there's the oil refinery. Here's a little bit more of the ethanol plant. Okay, and then here we got just in the town area, and this is the upper level. You got a farm, nice farm scene, and a highway overpass, stuff like that in that area. Right here, that granary down there on the bottom level, this is where it'll come to. So you pull it into here. There's already a grain train in there. So you'll run all the way from over there, down there by Butler, all the way up to here with that. So we got a Lowe's and a Dairy Queen, stuff like that. We'll come back up here. They got a little feed mill, and then our seed company, and then they got a little scrap, like an OmniSource or something like that, metal management, something like that there for scrap steel. So here's another little town area. Again, this one's not done. We got to get to all the roads, but here's one that right above it. It's got all the signage and parking lot markers and all that stuff. So this is what they'll start looking like. And of course, now the stoplight needs to be hooked up and stuff like that. Your post office, library, public library, stuff like that. Here's a couple little residential area off of this. This is again the top level. Down here on the bottom level, we got a residential area. So then both of these are just basically kind of open running. There is a Buffalo Industries there, boxcar industry. And down here we have a granary. So they're pretty much kind of duplicate each other. You can see here, this is all open running. There's a creek that goes down along here. And then up here, we have kind of a highway scene on this top level. You kind of see both levels at the same time. But there's a passing siding starting here. There's passing siding starting here. So we've got passing sidings all the way down through here. Both of them have bridges, kind of identical. But this one's got a creek and this one's got a road by it. Down here you can see that the interlocking or the passing siding ends, it goes single track. Up here it's the same way. The passing siding ends, goes single track. Down here we have a stone or a concrete company. And then up here on the top level we have a propane company kind of sitting in there, back in there like that. So then we'll come around here. That was aisle 2. And we'll come down this other aisleway here, come around. So you got Magic Pan down here, and this corner up here you have the Walmart, kind of a shopping center. You know, we are using Pennsylvania position light signals. That's an intermediate signal there. So we'll kind of try to go and get the Walmart. That's what the Walmart looks like. And then we'll zoom back out here. Then you got a little trailer park area out here, just on top level, and a lumber company that's serviced. Down here, well, we got a granary and a lumber company, a little residential area. That's a city area. I just don't have the buildings. I moved the buildings off to paint that gray and stuff. Then we'll kind of go along here. Here is a underpass, a big gas station for trucks, cars, and it kind of goes down this hill, goes underneath this underpass here. And then down here on the lower level, we got an overpass going over the tracks. So there's a stamping plant. And so we'll get coils of steel back in here, have a couple box cars up behind the building to load. Here, this is Columbia City area. We got another hotel, and it's a little restaurant, Dairy Queen, down, and then a little shopping center area. There's a printing plant. Down here on the bottom level, again, I just cleared everything off so I could paint it all gray, get it all good, a nice coat of gray on there before I start putting lines and stuff like that. There's the city buildings over there. Here's an underpass that's in there. This is Rowan, Indiana. So then we'll come back here up here. There's a shopping center down in here, like a Dollar General thing, and then a little shopping plaza. Up in here, this is, like I said, Columbia City. This would be the Fort Wayne line crossing us at Columbia City. So there's a tower, and so they got the fire department, and looks like a bank, and a few more town buildings, a little industrial building. Down here we got just a nice little, like, an industrial area. It's not serviced by rail. Then right up here you got a farm. Down here we got a old feed mill. It's been they taken the switch out. It's no longer serviced by the railroad. The end of the passing siding ends here, and it also ends up here on the top level, up just past the farm here. You got the cows in the pasture and stuff like that. As you can see, I'm starting to flocking all this down through here. This is all base scenery. It's just the Woodland Scenics sawdust stuff down. But then, so what we'll do is we'll come back in here and we'll static grass it so it'll look like that when it's all said and done. All right, so this area is getting ready to get its furriness. Down here we have a little, like a low valley area, and the bridge just goes over they just built the bridge across everything. Up here, you got a river. You got a nice little river going here. Let's see if I can. You can't really. Yeah, got a river and stuff. Got to finish up the backdrop across the back of there. And then a little country church, cemetery. This is on the top level here. You can see again, there's a intermediate signal. It's clear. Just past there. We'll come back out here. This is the Whoop-de-Doo road. It just goes up and down. It's just a country county road, stuff like that. A little farm past the church. Down here, we've got another industry, Vulcan. It's just going to be a probably pipe or I-beams or something like that. We'll just bring pipe to be offloaded there. Then up here, we got another farm in there. One of those little co-op things, for fertilizer and ammonious hydroxide or whatever it is and stuff like that. Then last but not least, we have, we come around the last corner. Up here we have a Spartan Tire oops, we got Spartan Tire, and they'll get cars for rubber and then you know, we got box cars and stuff that'll be in here. There's a couple chemical spots there. Down here on the lower level, we got the old chocolate factory. We'll bring in, there'll be some tank cars coming in back here. Some box cars coming in this area. Sugar cars, stuff like that. So cars for K-Rose syrup and whatnot. Again, none of this is done as far as the finished roads and stuff like that. Then down here, I'm going to probably, this is supposed to be a paper company, but I'll probably turn into plastics. We'll bring in covered hoppers and offload them right here on this track. Maybe have a chemical unloading, one chemical carton, and then we'll have box cars going to finish. So that'll probably become a more of a plastics extrusion company or something like that. And you got the farm with the field, cornfield, and a pasture area. Up here we have Lego, so we'll bring in cars, pellet cars full of plastic pellets, and then they'll extrude for their extruders. And then up here we got a box car area there for that. And then back here we have Lakeville shipping. So it's just a couple box cars. I think I might put a little chemical spout there, so we put a chemical car in there. End of a passing siding down here. You got the end of a passing siding and it goes across the diamond. This is South Whitley. No, North Manchester. I'm sorry, North Manchester. This is the Marion branch. Comes out of Goshen, Indiana. Conrail used to run this line from Goshen. It came off the Elkhart line at Goshen and ran down south to Indianapolis to Avon. Then an interchange track, a freight house, stuff like that. We'll go back up here to the upper level. We got a lumber company. This is Linville, my wife Lynette. So this is in, got a residential area. We got a library. This is an elementary school right here. You got the kids, the bus and playground out there. And then you got a shopping mall, shopping area, hardware store. Then the downtown area. That's the hospital. You got a Culver's. Down here, this would be Manchester. Again, don't have any of the roads or the buildings in. They're all kind of scattered over here, I think. And then that's, for this bottom level, that's pretty much it. I got to get all that aisle away. I got the rest of this. This is about 45-ish feet left to finish laying track and doing scenery up there. But after you come at Culver's there, you got the Culver's there, and then you got a hotel, Amtrak station, nice gas station. And then you enter the intermodal yard at Wincoop. This is the UPS off facility in there. Here's the repair area for the guys for the the containers and stuff like that. The guys loading, and then here's the intermodal yard right here. And get a little bit of a shot there for you and stuff. So anyway, that's just kind of a general walk around where we're at, what's going on. There's my easy DCC system that's we're using. I'm controlling the signaling system. It's controlled by Bruce Chubbs, which is now actually Scott Schrader bought. AES Enterprises bought Bruce's CMRI systems from him, so he's taken that over now. And we're using CMRI to control the signaling. Bill Carr wrote the programming for the controlling all the signals. So like at an intermediate signal, to kind of give you an idea, we'll kind of see if I can hold the phone here. So if a train, there's DCCODs And so, you know, the signals, when the track becomes occupied, the signal will go to stop. And then when it's cleared, it'll go back to approach. So the intermediates float. Oops, sorry about the hand. The dispatcher's panel controls all the ones with the little red lights. It controls all the interlockings there on that CTC panel at the beginning of the video and stuff. So just so you kind of see the overall of, you know, what's going on. We're moving right along, and things are hopefully looking good for an op session here in the near future. So sorry about the long video, but appreciate you guys watching. You guys all have a great day. Bye.